Okay, so we're gonna talk about gender. Shit. Alright.
I mean, we could just start it right there, really. Yeah. What a way to
Love
begin.
it. Hello. I'm here with my friend Jessica Kellgren-Fozard.
Hi.
I'm so excited that she's here. And today we're going to talk about the intersection of disability and body image. False. That's your channel. So check out her channel to find that video. But we are actually going to talk about disability and gender, body image and gender.
Yeah, body image and gender. That's what this video is meant to be
I'm going
about.
through such brain fog right now.
Annie is not explaining that she just did an amazing panel. We're at VidCon, which is how we've come together across the Atlantic.
Yes.
If you can't tell, I'm not from this place. And Annie just did an amazing panel that was called...
Thank you. It's called Body Image. Let's just shorten it to Body Image and Gender. And that's basically what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to keep going on the train of body image and gender.
Because you said some absolutely amazing stuff.
Yes, thank you.
I should also explain, I'm quite deaf. So, I may miss some stuff or make her repeat some stuff or...
Yes,
We're going to mesh this together.
Do you have any questions about what I said? Maybe we can start with that. Like, or anything that you want to start with.
Maybe. I found your story about surgery so powerful when you were talking about that. That was such an... I got started to cry. I was like, oh my god, I'm in tissues.
Oh my gosh.
Just the idea that our disabled bodies can stop us from fully representing ourselves and who we are, and because they already stop us so much from doing things in the outside world, outside of our bodies, outside of our head space and our souls, whatever you want to think, whatever we are. And the idea that your disability also limits your representation of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, quite a few things will do that. So first, our body shapes will do that, right? And then, so what I talked about on the panel was that sometimes our disability can be an obstacle to doing like more gender affirming surgeries. Because with we both have connective tissue disorders. I have EDS and she has mixed connective tissue disorder. And so they impact the body really heavily, and they make almost any surgery very risky because of the fragility of our bodies. Also, even binding, like trying to
That's not the best idea for you.
It's not good.
Let's not do that. No.
I mean, it's not a brilliant thing to practice. Period, because everybody is gonna get rib irritation.
And if you bind safely.
Yeah, right. And us with fragile ribs, it's not the best thing. So in regards to trying to be body positive with that, I also mentioned that on the panel, which is that I have to make the conscious decision to proactively try and maintain a stable mental health, and try and actively love it. The thing is, I think by instinct, we hate it. By instinct, we're while we're doing it again, it's this trifecta of disability, gender, body image. Yeah. Right? Because they all really intersect so harshly. We can't really
pull them apart. We can't say, oh, we're going to talk about these two, but not really.
Well, yeah, it's just hard. They're gonna these two videos you have to watch both because they're gonna interweave into themselves.
It's essentially one continuous conversation.
Yes. So yeah, stuff like binding, stuff like surgery, stuff like the fact that our bodies can be very out of the norm, zero representation. So if you want to express yourself in a certain way, you don't have any idea of how to do that because you don't have any rubric, you don't have any mentors to teach you that. So in that realm, so let's talk about your gender presentation.
Hi.
So you, in my opinion, you present very femme. Would you agree or disagree?
No, I'm 100% feminine.
Okay.
On the scale of are you masculine or feminine, I'm here. There's no budging. And I feel incredibly uncomfortable unless I look like this.
High femme. What do we call it? High
The
femme?
time. I don't really put a name on it. In the same way that people say, like, oh, you're so vintage, you dress really vintage. I don't consciously do that. I just buy items that I like. I do my hair a way that I like, and then it happens to come out like I'm from the 50s. And people are like, oh, I love it. You must love the 50s. I'm like, well, I do. It was a nice decade. But no, I think I might just have been born in a different era than was intended. Potentially. Which is awesome, because I'm very gay and very disabled. So probably my life wouldn't have been great in the 50s. I'd probably be dead. Wouldn't really be alive.
Accurate. Oh my god, accurate.
This millennium's working out very well for me. Married. People give me painkillers. Great.
God.
What can you say?
What a good life.
But then,
what a good disabled life.
A hot wife and painkillers. What more do you need? But in terms of actual, like, gender, and this is where the hot wife also comes into it. She's sitting over there. Hi. Sorry, I'll stop referring to you as hot wife. Her name is Claudia.
Why? This is
Her name's
true.
You can see her a lot on my channel. She is really gorgeous, just saying. We talk a lot about how we don't feel with each other, with the relationship that we have, we don't feel specifically like we're gendered.
Okay.
Because
I love this. I love
sometimes
it.
we talk about how, like, our souls are just entwined, and they always have been in other lives. But they never had genders. It doesn't matter, right?
It's so beautiful.
Because Rachel's just dying behind the camera. She's gone. She's gone.
You're so beautiful.
So the idea is that it doesn't mean anything. The body that I'm in right now, desperately wants to be incredibly feminine. But maybe next time it won't be.
Right.
But we'll always be together.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my god.
You're so cute.
We might come back as dogs.
Oh my god, you'd be adorable dog.
Rachel's legit sobbing. I love it so much.
I genuinely have the mind of a Disney princess.
Oh my god. So do you feel that ever your gender is like an obstacle, and your presentation is an obstacle when you're sick? Like, for example, okay, so let me specify.
Yeah, okay.
I want to specify.
I have so much to say
like
on
when
this.
you're I think when you're sick, when you have your really sick days, and maybe you don't have the energy to put a very femme look together, because I feel like femininity takes so much more effort than like a more neutral or even masculine appearance. Like I think like masculine and neutral are kind of like, you can get up in the day, not touch yourself, and still kind of get into that mode, versus like femininity requires like doing your hair, putting on makeup, finding a very specific outfit. So on days when you're feeling really sick, like, how does that, and maybe you can't put on everything that you want to put on, how does that make you feel?
Well, I get very upset when I can't do my hair. My hair is naturally incredibly straight. And it's people who watch my channel will know, when I have straight hair, it means that I had a migraine the night before, or I had a crash and I didn't have any energy. But to me, it's not an effort, it's not an extra thing. Doing this, I don't see as any different to taking my pills in the morning and brushing my teeth.
Okay.
It's something that I need to do.
I'm exposed because for me it's a lot of extra. It's a lot of stuff that I'm like, it's a lot of work to do it. You don't view it as work, is what you're saying? You're like,
No.
This is just, it's as simple as breathing is, oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just-
exposed.
because that's just, as people, the way that you feel the most comfortable, sorry, that was fun. Is just different, you know? So Claudia and I did a style swap, where we swapped clothes, and it was the worst thing. I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I
Y'all
feel
are
so
very
horrible
gender presentation
right now.
different though. Like aside from like Claudia will like put a little makeup on, like very neutral,
Claude is
neutral clothing.
yeah.
Okay, so like you both did a something that you're not
Stuff,
necessarily
yeah.
comfortable in. Are you uncomfortable in the femininity? In her
in
clothes?
the
Do you want to jump in?
in her like that much of feminine, like that kind of dress, yeah. But I can wear a dress.
Yeah, but like this is
But
too
it
It just
high.
has to be a
Is
dress.
this, is this
Yeah,
too
yes,
high?
yeah.
Too high
It's too,
femme.
it's too like prim.
Too high femme. And
Yeah.
you like that's too what for you? It's too neutral, too masculine, too what would you call?
What would I call her stuff? I call her a tomboy.
Okay.
I would say that my type
Mm-hmm.
that I fancy is straight tomboys. So, but I mean, thank God she's not straight. Is all I can say. Do you feel like Ash? That kind of like I have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gender inside me rather than
Yeah,
none
not
or the
yeah,
one
yeah.
specific.
It's not about for me. It's not about no gender. For me, it's about like that it's so fluid that I don't expect anyone to keep up with it, right? Which is also why I didn't talk about it for a long time, because that's a very confusing thing for people, especially if, like people at the base. They're just like, there's only two genders, it's man and woman. And it's like, no. Actually, we're gonna get into the
Then
real
let's
tea.
talk.
Let's make sure we're still recording because we're about to get into the real tea. It's colonization
Whoa!
that made the binary of two genders, because
She took it then.
indigenous people have always had more than two genders. Like it was very
Yeah.
accepted. It was easily explored that there's a million different things that you can be, not just two. We're very obsessed with binary. Like we think that the dog is the opposite of a cat
Yes.
because we're obsessed with two sides, one coin.
You know why? It's all about commercialization. Because it's easier to commodify people.
Yeah. Yes.
You can fit them together. You get the man, you get the woman, you put them together.
It's
they make the
capitalism,
babies,
honey.
They have the jobs. They provide. They give for society, right? But fun thing, I wrote my dissertation on the incidence of homosexuality in animals in
Okay.
animal kingdom. Did you know? Over 2,500 different species have been noted to have instances of homosexuality.
Mhm.
And not just homosexuality, but also some kind of gender fluidity. And this benefits the species greatly.
Mhm.
And what we're missing in westernized society is the idea that you need more. You need more than a man and a woman and heteronormativity to make a productive society.
Mhm. Yep.
Because people often miss what everyone else can give,
Yeah.
right? Take, for instance, penguins. These are my favourite. I like to go off on a tangent about king penguins. So, wait for it. So penguins, you have to have two parents to look after one chick. One parent keeps the chick warm, the other one goes and gets food and comes back. Now they've switched doing this role, so they're very equal, male, female. What happens if one of them dies?
Okay.
Where do they give the chick? What they do is they find a homosexual couple within the group and they effectively adopt the chick. And then the widow or widower goes and finds someone else to mate with. And they produce another chick. What happens if you have twins? You give it to the homosexual couple.
That's amazing.
Fun fact. You're welcome.
That's amazing. I freaking love animals.
Perfect.
They have so much to teach us. We should practice it here. Why don't we just give children to the gays? We'll raise them so much better.
So this whole idea of like adoption really gets me going. Because you have to fill out a form. You have to fill out a form to adopt a child, right? To prove that you're a good parent.
Yeah.
The straights don't do that.
Those days-
Just saying.
This has been an amazing conversation. I'm so happy we're talking about it. There's still so much more to talk about. So we're going to talk a little bit more on your channel.
Yes, we are.
I'm going to link it in the description. So we just talked about mostly LGBT and disability intersection for the most part, and a little bit about how like body image interacts
Yes.
with that. But we're gonna go over to your channel, and what are we gonna talk about on your channel?
We're going to talk about body image and disability.
Yes, very specific.
Very specific, yes.
Alrighty, I'm gonna leave the link below. Please check her out. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all eventually. Bye!